Hey there YouTube, it's Matt Fuller and welcome to my second of 6 videos recapping my trip to the Strongsville Card Show. It was a very productive trip. My first video out of 6 showed, I would say, the big boy purchases. We got the 39 play ball of Moberg, the 40 play ball of Moberg, and the 34 batter up Hack Wilson. That's cool. Relatively local guy right there. And Moberg, his story is pretty sweet too. So let's do a shift here, because after Friday, I only bought 4 cards, but after Friday, on Saturday, I bought a bunch of cards on Saturday. Needed to get cards that check off my TTM lists. Not just getting TTM fuel for the sake of getting TTM fuel, but to get specific ones. So out of all those stacks I showed you, I'm going to show the 4 stacks that has the most cards in. These are all TTM cards, except there'll be a few throughout, like the Dick Groats and the Bob Friend on the Topps Trade Rookie that are not TTMers. But, you know, I ended up getting, let's see, there were 41 cards here for $20. Total of 20 bucks. So I got, you know, about $1 off everything. I wasn't going to be like, how about 18? No, we're good. So these are the names of specific people that were on my list. It's not just that they TTM, but I'm trying to complete runs of these players. Like, I want to complete the John Knox run. I needed that card. I want to complete Wayne Granger, Craig Robinson, Ray Corbin. So I specifically got Bob Sykes, you know, cards that were on my master list. So even though these are cheap cards, when I'd scouted the floor on Friday, I made note of places that had cheap 70s, in this case early 80s, because these are all from the Topps Trade set. That's great. You know, and then I went back and hit them on Saturday. Got a bunch of cheap TPM full of, like I said, people that I'm trying to complete their player runs. Okay, he doesn't really sign. He has had some successes, but anyway. There, we got the Charlie Joyner on the second year. So, good stuff. Heck of a start. I spent a good half hour looking through their boxes. Oh, heck, I probably spent more than a half hour for a $20 purchase. Great. Then I spent about a half hour purchase looking through and got 31 cards here. And $13.40, end up paying 10 bucks. Let me pull these two off to the side. These were all 10-cent cards, so nothing major. In fact, a couple of overflows, because I'm like, well, 10 cents, even if I did just pick them up. Ooh, a couple Fleer team actions, good to pick those ones up. Love sending those to the officials when they had their 91 Pro Set cards. This was cool. I got the 74 Bob Windsor and the 74 Topps Parker Brothers Bob Windsor. Check that off the list. So yeah, these were all 10-cent cards. Very happy. There were specific cards like Spike Jones, Bobby Scott, Stan White. Grab 2 of them. Steve Nelson. All cards of people on my list as I'm trying to complete their autographed player runs. I wasn't just buying cards for the sake of buying cards. Like, these were specifically on my list. If I was buying cards for the sake of buying, I probably would have bought 200 cards from that box. Save that type of stuff for triple play vintage. Anyway, had some 71 Milk Duds. This card's pretty beat up. But I thought I'll probably get a good deal of packages up. So let's package up the Danny Cater, who signs through the mail, and the Bobby Richardson, who signs through the mail. I'm pretty sure I got that card already, but why the heck not? Let's get the 63 Fleer Bobby Richardson. So $10 worth of fun right there. All TTM fuel. Very good. So let's bust out 4 more stacks here. This is the biggest stack. I've bought from at the National. I've bought from at the Mainline Show. Husband, wife. Man, she's tough on the pricing. She'll do 10% and that's it. If it comes out to $201 after the 10% off, she wants $201. Dang. Anyway, that's not what I paid in this case. No, this was $117. Wait, no, cancel that. $99.20. End up paying 83 bucks. So, like, I was so glad to get some of these 60s football players because, you know, they're not getting any younger. That was an Ernie Green. Oh, there's Ernie Green as well. These are all cards that were specifically on my list that I wanted to get so I can send out TTM to complete their player runs. So this is freaking awesome. I know it's a lot of cards to look at, but it was a lot of cards to look through. Like I said, I wasn't just pulling cards for the sake of pulling cards. I am looking for cards that I need on my lists. That was my initial plan for Saturday. Get these 10-cent, 20-cent, 25-cent, 40-cent cards out of the way. Start knocking off that list, because it's not like when you go to most card shows, they're going to have boxes of 70s cards sitting there. Oops. So he had football, which I hit the football first, because football can be tougher to find. So let's see, I got these order sets, oldest to newest. So pretty soon here we're going to get to the baseball pile. And here we go. Now we're in the baseball pile. I needed the 58. Lloyd Merritt, got it. I needed the 62 Ken McBride. Now the dealer saw this and said, Carl Warwick just passed away last week or this week. And I said, that's okay. We're going to keep him. I'll put him in my collection. I'm not going to put back the 3 or so Carl Warwick cards that I got. That doesn't seem like the right thing to do here. So we're going to add to the pile. So that's good. Very happy to get these, especially these 60s cards, because as in the case here, you know, they're not getting any younger. And most of these cards now that you're going to see in the 60s were $1 to $2. That was $2.50. This Jim Nash, this was at 75 cents. Yeah. So good stuff. Just knocking out this list of all these cards that I'm specifically documented, defined, and I did really well in the 1970 here. Got some 71 cards, but the 72s, I was very happy with the haul that I picked out from the 72s. And even some cards from the 80s that I end up needing here. Like, I was not expecting to find the 2 cards from the 1982 Fleer set that I needed. And then he had, wait. That's from the update set. Then he had a bunch of Topps traded cards. Now these ones, none of these were on my list, but it's like for 10 to 20 cents each. Let's pick them up because a lot of these people will eventually be on my list of people that I need to complete player runs for, and I'll be like, I need an 83 Topps traded. Darn it, I wish I would have picked them up earlier. And it's like, well, let's just get them now on the cheap and stash them. The 82 Topps traded cards. I mean, yeah, these are players here that a lot. Oh, okay, he was not a TTMer. I guess he's the only one, but Kent Jacoby's awesome. So, I got one more TTM stash to show you here. I mean, I have more TTM cards, but I want to show you the 4 big stacks here. And this last seller, there was one card here, and I'm going to put it on the bottom. The big card's on the bottom. Like, there's a card that it's a high number 72 football card, and it's so beautiful. Normally I don't buy cards like that, but it's so pretty I had to. You'll see. So anyway, more TTM Field. The 67 Philadelphia, Roy Jefferson, Sweet Pea. Got some Ernie Green. Now these ones were not on my list, but for $1 a piece, yeah, I'm picking up these nice looking Wonder Breads. So these guys were all on the list here. So I'm knocking out a lot more football cards. Then we got the baseball. Surprisingly, that was a tough card for me to find at various shows over the, for a little while now. So, dang, and I'm doing good on some mid to high numbers here, mid-number at least, on the 72s. Now, the football card that I got, the Tom Mack. The 72 Tom Mack is not a cheap card. That card's been a pain in the butt for me to find, and it's in amazing condition. Seller, knocked $15 off of that, and it's like, oh, man. But he signs for free through the mail. He puts the Hall of Fame inscription. Let's do it. Let's get the Tom Mack run completed with what's possibly the nicest raw 1972 Tom Mack that I'm going to come across here. So the time was right. So he ended up knocking a total of $17 off this whole pile for $100. So that was good. That's definitely the highlight of this video from the 4 stacks. But seriously, over 100 cards that I would have shown you right here that were specifically documented. Cards to look for to complete player runs, and I succeeded. So that was great. Maybe not as great as my first video. Bam! Got another Hack Wilson. Got the 40 play ball, Moberg, and the 39. So, but anyway, that was my second video recapping my trip to Strongsville. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite. I upload 3 videos a week. A TTM video on Monday and an autograph and or trading card video such as this on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I really would appreciate it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Take care, everybody.